Hi, everyone. I'm Sunny.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rox. And this is
Literature on the Rocks.
Book club.
Book club.
It's a book club. Oh, I don't know why I turned into an old lady.
Oh,
Let's do it.
How is everyone?
good.
Great?
Awful. I'm just kidding.
I was like,
Well, then it's your turn to share.
No. Fantastic.
I have some random things.
Okay.
This
hear
or
it.
that's rapid fire.
Okay, I'm ready.
So I'm just going to say two things,
Okay.
and you have to pick.
Okay.
Both of us as quickly as we can. Just say it out loud.
Yell it
Okay.
over each other,
First
so we
word
don't
that
know what
comes
we're
to
saying.
Oh, first word that comes to
Well, no,
this
the
or that.
first
Okay,
decision that comes to
okay,
mind.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm
All right,
ready.
here
So
we go.
this category is mildly inconvenient things.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Look at me in the eyes, and then we'll decide.
Okay, I'm ready.
Always sticky or always itchy?
Itchy.
Sticky.
Sticky, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be always itchy.
I feel like I'm often itchy. I'm a very dry person.
Well, that's what I pictured was like dry skin and then just constantly having to apply lotion to
Wet socks or crumbs in bed?
crumbs in bed.
Crumbs in
for
bed.
sure.
Crumbs in bed.
I hate wet socks.
And we know
Actually,
you love a sock.
I change it. Wet socks, because I don't wear socks, so I
You would
never be
have the one
affected.
time you wear socks, they're fucking
They're
wet.
just wet the
and
whole
you
time.
step and it's like,
I lived that life before.
I mean,
that's
yeah, you
right.
did kind of.
Okay.
Somebody likes to have wet feet.
That's not true.
all right,
But if you guys are into that, only feet.
only feet.
Look me up.
Okay, exhausted mom category.
Okay.
Never sleep again or never be alone again.
Never be
never-
alone.
never be
again.
alone.
Yeah, never be alone.
I'd much rather have some sleep.
Even if I'm alone, I'll be cranky as hell if I didn't sleep.
I'm already in that no sleep.
Yeah, I
I
haven't
like it.
really slept for years. 5 a.m. forever or 11 p.m. forever.
Ooh, 5 a.m. forever. Like
5
wake up
a.m.
at 5 a.m.?
Yeah, 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
forever.
for sure.
I don't understand the question.
Or go to bed at 11 p.m.
Would you always have to wake up at 5 a.m. or always have to stay awake until 11 p.m.?
Oh, I think 11 p.m.
All right. Social,
I don't even know who you are anymore.
social.
I go to sleep at like 10:30 at night every night. Another half an hour would be nothing.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Put me in bed at 9.
shit. Sometimes I'm there at 8:30, like, let's go.
No, sometimes I'm like showered and ready and already like, once the baby's down, I'm like, I'm going to go lay down. This is blissful.
Oh, I
Yeah.
try to do things, but then I'm just like,
Yeah.
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 No, I
agree.
do all the things. And then in the morning, I sleep in until he wakes.
okay. Parenting chaos. Toddler. I don't think we know enough, but okay. Toddler meltdown in public or tween attitude at home.
Oh, I'll take
Yeah.
the attitude at
home.
home.
Because I
Yeah.
haven't experienced it. Yeah, tween attitude.
Yeah,
But also there's like safe space
Yeah.
where you could like send each other away.
Yeah.
right. And then I could be, yes, exactly. Like, stop being a little brat. Get out of here.
You're driving me crazy. Leave.
Yes.
Yeah, you're stuck there in the meltdown in public.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. I feel like all eyes are on you. And how are
Judgy.
you? Oh, what was that? The mothers.
The mothers when the
Toddler has a meltdown on the
And she
bus.
kicks
She
him.
gets CPS.
she kicks them.
Yeah.
Okay. Potty training or sleep training? Potty training.
Which would you rather?
Yes.
I would rather.
Well, I haven't done potty training yet, but
Potty training's not that bad.
Yeah,
Well-
and it's during the day and you could wear pull-ups in between. Like it's not an all-night
Yeah, I think
situation.
potty
I also
training.
don't know that I sleep trained.
You kind of did, yeah. Are you teaching her how to sleep through the night and trying to soothe her and teach her how to go to bed in her
Well,
crib and try to keep
yeah,
her there?
but-
And that's all sleep training.
Okay, well then potty training because sleep training sucks.
Okay. And then this is the final feral round. Let's see.
Feral?
Yeah, I don't know.
All
That's what it
let's
says.
get wild.
Cry in public or yell in private?
Wait, so cry in public?
Or yell in private? Well,
Yell in
in private
private.
all fucking day. Like, that's a dumb question.
Yeah,
Right into a pillow.
I don't even know that I yell at home, but definitely yell in private. So.
Sometimes I yell in public.
Yeah, right?
Always honest or always kind?
Ooh,
Always honest.
No, I think honest.
yeah.
I kind of do that already.
I'm the opposite, and I would like to. Actually, I think this kind of goes right into
I was
our
gonna say
book
it's a
little
great
bit.
question
Yeah.
to end on.
Yeah, I find that I am probably too often I am kind instead of honest, and I'm working on that. So I choose always honest.
Yeah, I think honesty is the best policy, but I always
Even if it hurts someone's
try,
feelings.
yeah. I try to
think-
find out. Depends on the situation, though. Like, when would being honest hurt someone's? I'm trying to find the right way to ask. Like, for example,
Do I look fat in this shirt?
Yes.
Well, I would expect my friends to tell me the truth on something like that, right?
You're not going to not get honest here. So
I think,
Exactly.
I think that I would choose honesty, but that doesn't necessarily mean I don't have a filter.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Is
Right?
the
Like,
loophole?
I don't have to tell you that you're a monster and like write these things.
that's true.
Yes, and that's what I was thinking. Is like the loophole, right? I feel like I can be honest, but also do it in a nice way.
yeah, I've
Yes.
done that before.
So,
Surprise.
You
so that's what I
I
would say.
did. Oh my goodness. One time I was at a funeral and this bitch who shouldn't have been there was there. And she had gained a significant amount of weight, so much that I didn't even recognize her.
Okay.
And when she was like, "Oh, it's me, Jessica," that's not her name. I was like,
I hear that's a
"Oh,
new Karen, by the way.
I heard that too." I was like, "Oh, I didn't recognize you," and she just kept pushing, like, "Why? Why didn't you recognize me?" I'm like, "You just look different." She was like, "Different how?" And I was like, "Just different. Don't make me say it, bitch, because I will."
Did you dye your hair?
Oompa loompa doopity doo. I got another puzzle for you, bitch.
Well, so what did you end up saying?
I just kept saying, "Just different."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look at me.
That's so big of you.
I know. That was a long time ago.
Wow, and you were so young.
I was so young. I was nicer
Your
then.
young self even had less of a filter.
Yes.
All right, you want to get into these book club things?
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
But we do want to go over our ratings before we get into
Oh,
the
yeah.
We're book clubbing Don't Let Her Stay by Nicola Sanders. And last week, we all rated this novel a 2.
So, if you're just joining us for your first book club, every time we do these, we have 4 of the same questions for all the books, and then we have 3 or 4 that are specific to the book. So, our first question is first impressions. What were your initial thoughts when you started reading Don't Let Her Stay? Did the book meet your expectations or surprise you? Okay, mine is really short because I was struggling to answer this question, which is the first time I think
too.
I've struggled to answer this question.
Me too.
This is one that I started reading before it was on our TBR, so I don't really know what my initial thoughts were. I think I was thinking, I need a book to read on the plane tomorrow. Oh, this one looks interesting. That's it.
Okay. It's a little slow to start, but I was hoping that I would like it because of it's a thriller, right? I really wanted to like it. It did surprise me in that I don't remember liking it as much as I hoped I would. It was a good book, but definitely lacked a little luster.
After thoroughly digesting this book, I would say yes and no. It was by no means the best thriller I've ever read, and I wasn't rooting for either Richard or Chloe's unresolved questions. Were there any plot points or character arcs that you felt were left unresolved or could have been explored further? My only question is, how is Helen so calm about Chloe being a psychopath?
Yes.
After sending her out to get jammed, she just calmly tells Joanne in her very posh, non-threatening English way that Chloe is a murderer and is not to be trusted. Does Chloe go after her next? Did Joanne kick her out? Or are we all just playing nice with the psycho?
Okay, I'm
Good
going to go
point.
because it's very similar. Like, my unresolved question is what's actually the truth? Because I feel like the grandma was meant to reveal the truths and tell us that Chloe was always the villain, which I do fully believe. However, if Chloe killed her son, why is she so calm about it? Even if I was afraid of Chloe, I wouldn't be like, sure, come on into my house and be comfortable with her there the whole time. Like,
She's Diane's mom.
oh, the mother. Still,
mom that
so
died,
if she
right?
killed my daughter,
Yeah.
why would I want her to come back into my home?
Maybe
Exactly.
because she's playing nice so that she doesn't get murdered.
But if I just step away, if I just remove myself from her quietly,
Or maybe she's trying to protect the people that come into Chloe's life.
Like Richard, but he dead now.
Well, maybe
Not
the
doing a very
intent
good
was to
job of it.
protect him, but
and it's not
Helen
like she's
failed.
like,
Well,
it's not like
also-
she's like, run, let's get help. It's like, yeah, no, she's definitely killed both. of them.
Something's wrong with her. She's got a medical condition where she murders. So there's that. Don't let her
I
stay,
think she has
Joanne.
a false sense of security. She thinks she's safe, I think. I just said, I think I would want to know more about like the mom's backstory. Like what happened? What led up to Chloe killing her? And I know we talk about like the cot death and potentially that being her jealousy towards the sister, but I feel like there's more there. Like, was the mom abusive? Was she a good mom? Was she not a good mom? What kind of led to her having this like want to kill her mother?
I think she's just a psychopath and got...
We don't know.
The same why
I'm
she
gonna say
wanted
I
to kill
know.
her dad or Joanne
Yeah,
or
she got
whoever.
jealous because all of the attention wasn't on her anymore. No
we
matter how much of a
assume-
good mom you are, when you have a newborn, a second child, you have to put in a little bit more energy at first into that baby.
But
Just comes
she
with
never
the territory.
said that she didn't. They never said the mom didn't give Chloe attention.
No, I'm not saying that she completely is like, no, baby, get out of my house, Chloe.
Yeah.
But I think
We no longer have another older daughter.
But I think even like when I got a second child, my oldest, it was a
Conscious effort.
no. I think on her end it was like a realization, like, oh, I have to, like, things are different now, and there's a
Yes.
change, and the house is gonna run a little bit differently, and I can't just run amok in the middle of the afternoon because homegirl's taking a nap. Like,
How far apart are your two girls?
they're 6 years.
Yeah, but we also don't know. Like, was she killing rabbits in the forest before the baby was
The
born?
rabbits were never friends with her, and then took away their attention. So no.
So that's what I was saying.
You want to know the backstory of the first murders?
Yes.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
Alternate ending. If you could change one thing about the ending of Don't Let Her Stay, what would it be and why? I said, I want to know what really happened. It's alluded to that she's the killer and she's the bad guy, but I want certainty. Damn
Yeah.
it. I want to know for sure what exactly happened.
I do want a solid answer. I wrote, Joanne doesn't just accept Chloe's story as truth. She decides to continue to dig by adding Richard to the investigation. She finds out that Richard wasn't the good guy she thought he was, and Chloe was telling the truth, mostly. Okay, I wrote this thinking that the grandma was Richard's mom.
Oh, okay.
Richard is shady businessman who killed his wife and business partner for money. Grandma protects Richard because she understands him, and Chloe is the same. They are a lineage of psychopaths, and now we have a series on our hands, people.
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, my first one is a little bit darker. Chloe and Evie are the only two to make it out of that burning house. And then in her talks to the police, she weaves this tale of like jealousy and heartache between her father and her stepmom, and Evie inherits Joanne's fortune. The book would end with Chloe giving Evie some extra medicine to sedate her while placing her in her crib. She's whispering about how that bad mommy and daddy were and how she's took care of them for her. Yeah. And then
That is
option
sinister.
2, we find out that Chloe and Richard are a murdering duo and they work in tandem. They were working in tandem to kill Joanne for her inheritance. Richard was tired of killing his babies, which is why he started going after that older rich lady that she finds him having an affair with to avoid having to kill any more of his children.
Or Chloe wasn't in on it at all. And Chloe really was trying to save the baby.
So Chloe's story is the truth?
Yeah.
I just don't believe it, but we'll get into that.
I can't, but that's later. That's later.
Adaptation dreams. If Don't Let Her Stay were to be adapted into a movie or TV series, who would you cast in the main roles? I casted Joanne, Chloe, and Richard.
Same.
And I
Same.
did it. This is probably the fastest I've ever casted anyone because I was tired, you guys. I couldn't think of anything.
Me too.
So for Joanne, I casted Emily Blunt.
I almost casted her as well.
So she's a good one. All right.
Okay.
I did Lily Collins.
Oh, okay. I did Felicity Jones.
They all kind of have similar looks to them. And I'm not particular to any of them.
I don't know. This one's hard.
Somebody
But
pick one.
If you cast out Emily Blunt, I pick Lily Collins. Okay, for Chloe, I did Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh, me too.
I was
There we
thinking about
go.
doing her. I did Emma Appleton.
I don't know who this person is,
I
but
don't either.
okay, Emma Appleton. Well, we both picked Millie Bobby Brown, so I'm
So
assuming
that's the
that's
winner.
it.
That's it.
Okay, and then Richard, I picked Patrick Dempsey.
I cast Brett Goldstein.
Oh, I do like him, but that's not who I pictured as Richard.
I pictured him to be handsome and much older.
I did Jason Bateman. I'll give you
Yeah.
Patrick Dempsey. So our ice drop.
Joanne is Lily Collins, Chloe is Millie Bobby Brown, and Richard is Patrick Dempsey.
All right. Cracks in the marriage. In what ways does Chloe's arrival amplify existing crack in Joanne and Richard's relationship? Do you feel Joanne's responses to the situation were justified, understandable, or misguided? For this question, I'm assuming that Joanne was not having a moment of psychosis and her narrative is fully trustworthy. And absolutely, Chloe's arrival and needling found all the cracks in their fresh and new relationship and really worked on rupturing them. Her mean jokes, her gaslighting, and her baby talk were all strategic and surgical ways she picked at the very delicate relationship Richard and Joanne had. I think that Joanne didn't have a bad response. She was forgiving, empathetic, and eventually, and rightfully so, pissed. So she gave Chloe a lot of grace and would have possibly given her more if Richard would have supported her in the things she was gingerly asking him to do.
Yeah.
I said, I feel like she tried to be really understanding and caring, and it was the daughter that pulled a response out of her that wasn't really the best, right? I think it's warranted. You don't want to trust that bee. I think she tried really hard to like her and be nice and create a bond before Chloe made it all weird.
Okay, so I have a lot of problems with this marriage. First of all, how do you get married and not fully know who you're marrying? It happens all the time, but I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
At first, I believed they knew each other well, but it quickly began to seem like she didn't know him much at all, and he was a little possessive and quick to anger. It's why it wasn't completely outlandish to believe he was the villain. You married him and you didn't even meet his daughter. That's wild to me. I mean, I guess if she was never going to come around, but like not after a few months.
Or to know that he had a kid that passed away.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you not tell me about that, Richard?
Yeah, right. Which is understandable because what? They were dating for months, not even
A year.
like,
Yeah. They were
months.
married within 8 months.
Yes, that's fast. So
Unless
you're
they're
gonna
on
be
Love is
learning.
Blind. And they learn a lot about each other. in a
Even
very
if
short
you're
time.
on 90 Day Fiance, no.
I mean, yeah.
You
but
could
this-
learn a lot about someone in that amount of time, but they
Sure.
clearly didn't do that.
If you're
Right.
trying to share this, like, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you, I'm going to share some really important pieces. Like, I had a daughter that passed away when she was a baby. That's a pretty big
That's good to
thing that
know,
happened
considering
you.
you're about to give me another one.
Yeah, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so when Chloe showed up, he stopped taking Joanne's side and seemed to almost enjoy making fun of her with Chloe. I couldn't decide if it was because he was blinded by a parent's love or if he just didn't care much for Joanne. Before she showed up, though, they seemed so in love. Her being there and the chaos she brought with her definitely made Richard's true colors show. It made the cracks in their marriage canyons. I don't think Richard deserved to die in the end, but I don't know that they were ever going to make it to forever.
Yeah, it was almost like Chloe enhanced all the things he was trying to hide.
There were times when I'm like, okay, he is trying to be really gentle because his daughter, he loves her and he wants to keep her around and he wants to not scare her away. So he's taking her side. But then there was times where it was like, dude, you've got to at least, you married that woman. Protect her a little bit. Because come on.
And Chloe hasn't wanted you around. So
Yeah.
You
And
gotta-
now you're
you
just
gotta
gonna
play both
blindly
sides.
Yes.
That's the hard part though, is I'm thinking he has to play both sides, right? If my child wasn't talking to me for many, many years and then all of a sudden they wanted to be back in my life, I would try to do everything I could to like nurture that. Like, okay,
Right.
But
they're
when you
back. I
see
want
them being
here,
an
right?
asshole, like, look,
Or
this
at least have
person's
that
now in my life, and you need to show them a little bit of respect.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or at least, at the very least, have that conversation with Joanne. Like, I hear you. And I don't know how to navigate this well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or that
Because
part.
I don't want to scare Chloe away.
Yes.
I
Right.
love you. I'm here for you. But I'm also going to turn a blind eye because I don't know how to
I'm also
navigate it. I
terrified
don't
of
want
losing her
Yes.
again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
But say that.
Say it out loud, people.
You know
Talk
what?
to each other,
I'm
God
finding
damn it.
in these books that people don't say the obvious.
No, they don't communicate. There's a lack of communication in novels.
Which
Tons of
actually I
it.
think there's in the world. In the world,
yes.
There's a lot of times people have a hard time communicating.
Yes.
Most of the
Because
time.
it's hard and takes work, and you don't always want to do it.
Yeah.
You don't wanna
And to
say
find the
them.
right words or
Yes.
Yeah, so you're not.
how do I tell this person this? And I don't even understand how I'm feeling. So how do I verbalize that to my significant other?
You know exactly how you're feeling. You just don't know. You don't want to say it because it's going to escalate the situation, right?
Well,
that's
and
the
I
other
think-
piece of it.
Having a better relationship, you can not always have to say, like, we've all been in long-term
Yeah.
stable relationships. Even if I went home and said something slightly fucked up, like, we could talk about it afterwards. Like, you know what? You're right. I shouldn't have said it that way. I was just irritated. And it's not going to ruin the relationship or
Right.
like create like, oh, well, now I don't know if they're going to leave because I
Right.
said this.
Yeah.
Right. You have a pretty stable,
Base.
solid
Yeah,
foundation.
so where it's forgiving for minor, like I'm not gonna go home and be like, fuck you, you're
Yeah.
a dickhead.
Yeah.
'Cause that would be a little bit more of a problem. But
I was having a conversation with somebody and they were asking me about like, how do you know and how do you stay in a long-term relationship because this person says that they aren't willing to compromise on things, right? Like no, this is a non-negotiable for me, or this is a non-negotiable. And I'm like, I think long-term relationship really has a lot to do with compassion and compromise and forgiveness.
Yeah.
Many situations. And she's like, I don't know that I can forgive on certain things. And I'm like, yeah, there are certain things that are absolutely not, you cannot forgive, right? Maybe cheating or whatever. But even in that situation, you can't even fully say that you wouldn't forgive. To that point is like, forgiveness is really all the things that I think really lead to long term. If he had just spoken up, said a little bit more, she would be forgiving to how he was behaving.
Right. I was just thinking about this last night. There's a Bible verse that talks about love, but one of it is love is not self-seeking. And I think that is such a key thing, is you have to be able to remove yourself from this situation a little bit. Like, yes, it's affecting you. Yes, it's making you feel some type of way, but it's probably also making them feel some type of way. And thinking about them instead of yourself, that's one of the key qualities in love, right? Like, you have to be able to go, I need to remove myself a little bit. And hopefully they're doing the same thing. And we're both thinking of each other, and forgiveness, communication, all of those things.
Empathy.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of those things come down to like, would I right now today go, I would never forgive my husband for cheating? Yeah, I would feel like that. But also, I love him. I don't think he would. But if that ever happened, right, depending on how it goes, could I forgive him? I think I could work through it eventually, and depending on all the other variables, because I'm choosing to still love him.
Yeah.
It's a choice. I'm removing myself from it a little bit. It's not self-seeking. It's forgiving. It's...
But if he would have asked like younger self before, I would have been like, fuck you. If you cheat, you gone.
Well, and also the relationships I was in back then were
That's
not
true.
these long-term, respectful relationships. That's true. If someone had cheated on me back then, I would have left and goodbye. But after...
Yeah, but it's different now.
Yes, it's very
There's so
different.
much more to lose. There's so much more at stake. It's just, you have so much more love for this person. It's a different kind of love.
It's a different kind of love.
Yeah.
Different kind of love. So,
And it's built on years and years of work.
Right.
It's not easy.
It's not 8 months and I'm married with a baby.
Yeah.
Joanne. Not that you can't make that work too,
I was
right?
just gonna say
No,
that, yeah.
but it takes work of getting to know people. Like, if I started getting surprise big things that you never told me about, like, okay,
This
we need
deserves
to
a
have
conversation.
we need to have a whole conversation. You don't get to be tired and exasperated with me
Right.
asking questions. I don't know
like-
your life.
I didn't tell you that part because, like, you're assuming that. I never actually said that. Well,
Then
then why
fucking
didn't
say
you
it.
correct me?
Right.
Say
Why
it.
didn't you say, no, that's not right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you the full true story.
Right,
Instead
exactly.
of you having to research it, and talk to a journalist. That's wild.
go through all these extra steps.
Yes,
to
exactly.
get to the bottom of the actual story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On a side note, that was regarding that. The reason why I started thinking about that last night was because someone said they hated the trope, I guess it would be, of mates in fantasy books
I don't hate that.
because they
Mates?
didn't of having
Yeah.
a mate. So like you were like,
Fated for each other.
Oh,
yeah, you were destined to be together.
you
guys
feel
are
the
mates.
bond inside of each other for that person.
And I've always loved it. I'm like, oh, it's so sweet. They were more made for each other.
He's
But
been
the
waiting
way-
300 years for her.
Yeah. The way they talked about it was like true love is usually consensual. And when you put this mated scenario, it almost takes the consent out of it, saying that you don't really necessarily get a choice. This is your
No,
true
that's
love.
not
Take
true
it or
because you
not.
have to accept the bond. In most of the tropes, both parties have to like accept the mated bond.
Yeah, but if you don't accept it, you're rejecting your mate, your true one and only love.
but because
But
they're
did you
their-
have a choice?
But because
but
they're
still,
their
like-
one and only loves, when you meet them, it's gonna like become consensual because that is
always
your
does.
person.
That's usually how it goes. But the idea of it being a mate was
She doesn't like fate then.
yeah, it's actually a dude.
Destiny.
Oh, he doesn't like fate.
Yeah.
He has a problem with fate.
And
yeah,
destiny.
He
Yeah.
has a problem with there only being one right answer and removing the consent and choice out of it.
I don't think it's consent because they do consent.
Yeah, but a lot of times when like Sarah J. Maas, what's the Acorn series?
Uh-huh.
Like he meets her and he knows right away. She doesn't because she's not Fae yet. She can't smell it. But he knows right away that this is his mate. And he gets all weird and now he's like pursuing her because he knows that it's his mate. It's not because he like looked at her and was like, I'd be
love
interested
grew.
in getting to know about her. Like, who is she? It was just, I looked at her and that's my mate. I'm going to pursue it a little bit and I'm going to whisk him away, right? It took away any choice that he had because he knew it was his mate. He's just going for it.
But what if it was a different, like, he just thought she was hot and he
Yeah.
pursues her anyway?
Or
Yeah.
what if he knows it's his mate and then chooses not to go after it?
He's not doing that. That's not how fantasy works.
I can see his point, and I was thinking like, yeah, it's a little bit, love has to have a little bit of a choice to it, right?
Sure.
Like I have to choose to love my husband every day. Right now I'm choosing to love him even though he's pissing me off, right? That happens all the time. But yeah, if he's my mate, then it's like I have to love him because he's my mate.
Even if you weren't married with like documentation, you still have spent so much time with this person that there is a respect and
There should be.
there should be a respect and a desire to
Once you get to a certain point,
Yes.
yeah, I'm just gonna keep pushing through. I'm not gonna just give up.
Yeah.
I've been in for 10 years. This one thing isn't gonna be the bump in the road that causes me to spiral.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's it.
Nice. Just lighthearted conversation.
Yeah, right?
When politeness becomes dangerous, have you ever ignored red flags in real life to avoid appearing rude or dramatic? How does this book challenge the idea that being nice is always the right choice? So I said, I'm sure there have been times when I have overlooked red flags, but mostly because I want to believe that everyone is nice and well-intended. I can't recall a specific time, but I would be lying if I don't think that I've ever not done this. Joanne really tried to be nice. I'm certain there were times that she should have been more assertive, and I don't think that being nice is always the answer, but I do believe you get more with honey than vinegar.
This goes back to what we were talking about, the honesty versus
Oh,
kindness,
yeah.
right? So many times I am even having a hard time picking an example because I can think of so many. The opposite of what you said. There are a lot of times that I think red flags are not so apparent and difficult to see even when they might be in front of you. For instance, Joanne was seeing all kinds of red flags in Chloe and Richard, but she was choosing to ignore them because she loved Richard. I have definitely chosen to ignore red flags because I thought I loved someone. It can be easy to justify things when you're in the thick of a relationship. Honestly, if I've learned anything from doing this podcast, it's that I tend to be more of a pushover and choose kindness and can often find myself understanding a character getting taken advantage of. But it will still piss me off.
Contrary to popular belief, I have in fact ignored red flags to avoid appearing rude or dramatic. I think as I've grown, gone through some pretty steep trials, and become a mother, I try to be honest and factual. And I could probably soften my edges, and maybe with some more time that will happen. I also think this book does a decent job of showing the ideal that nice is always the right choice. I think Joanne was still nice the majority of the book. She had understandable moments of frustration with Chloe, telling her, hey, bitch, you're going to walk home. But then she always comes back to nice. Like, all right, bitch, get in the car. You're not walking home.
Yeah.
I don't think nice is always the right choice. And I will own that part of me often comes off as rude or maybe cold. But my priorities are my family, their health, and their happiness. And those that get in the way of that should pick a God and start to pray.
I don't think that Joanne handled this situation poorly, really.
I don't think she did either. I think she
actually did a
chose
pretty good job.
empathy for most of it and was
Yeah.
very graceful.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I feel like there were times definitely where she could have been more assertive and more
Yes.
outspoken.
Especially, I think she did a good job with Chloe because that wasn't her battle necessarily.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
beef, I wish she was a little bit more pointed with Richard. Like, look, I need you to support
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
Instead of being
Like stand her
terrified.
ground a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
agree.
he's going to take the baby and hospitalize her.
I mean, she had her own trauma that she was also working through
Yes.
simultaneously to trying to be this better person. And isn't that life that your like past traumas influences how you deal with things in the
Yeah.
future, right?
Yeah,
So
totally.
she probably could have had a little bit more assertiveness and had more better communication with him had she not also had this nagging trauma and that was
Or
in
like
the
that
back of
little
her head.
voice in the
He
back of
also
her
kept
head.
bringing up
Exactly.
out loud, like,
Yes.
you're sounding an awful lot like your mom, Joanne.
yeah.
That I
Yes,
never
and then-
met, but who clearly you were a psycho.
And
Yeah.
then immediately shuts her up because she's like, oh. I don't want to act like that. Like,
Yeah.
Shit,
you
do
know?
I have psychosis?
Yes.
Like she
Yeah.
kept like,
Yes.
did I believe? Did that
I
happen?
remember my mom thinking so adamantly this was true. Right, yeah. Maybe I am being paranoid. Yes. All right. Truth or misdirection? The grandmother's comments at the end challenged Joanne's certainty about Chloe and Richard. Do you think this was the author revealing the truth or intentionally leaving us questioning everything we thought we knew? We've kind of already talked about this.
A little bit.
I think the author wanted us to question everything, but I never truly believed that Chloe was the hero in the story. First, Chloe being the hero was such a small piece of the story. The author spent a lot of time showing Chloe's villainous side, and then a chapter or two of her saving Joanne. It just didn't feel right ever. It never sat right with me. There were too many instances when Chloe was really nasty and too many personalities. There were some things that made me think maybe she could be saving Joanne and her new baby sister. But I never fully landed confidently on that. Even in the end, I was reserved. So it wasn't surprising when the grandma said it. It was like, yeah, no, I believe that's the truth. I don't even know why Joanne accepted it so quickly that Chloe was the good guy in this story.
Well, I think the author spent a lot of the story making you believe that Richard wasn't the bad guy.
Right.
And then similarly, a short amount of time making you think he was the bad guy.
Right.
So she kind of did it personally. I think she intentionally did that, right? Built up Chloe to be this villain, but made you think like, oh, Richard's probably not the bad guy, but then sprinkled in little shit that made you think, what an asshole he is, right? Yeah. So then you almost question him for small portions of the book also. And then Joanne is just kind of the in-between. So I think to answer the question, she intentionally left us hanging. I hated it. I needed answers. And she really wanted us to question who the villain was. And even at the very end, I think that there is a possibility that Richard could still have been partially a villain. Maybe not exactly what Chloe was doing, but I think maybe he didn't always have good intentions.
Yeah. No, I do agree that he's maybe a bad guy, but not a murderer bad guy.
Yeah.
And
No, but maybe he was after her money.
He may very well have.
But there wasn't that much money. Like,
but if he really had this like failing business, and he was trying to pull whatever money he could get from wherever he could get it, I could still see that being a possibility. He wasn't trying to kill her, but I could still see that he's like, all right, maybe I can pull some money out of her, even if it's 30 grand.
Yeah, right.
You know?
I said I don't think Richard was a saint, but I could never get behind Chloe being innocent. Again, I couldn't root for either of these characters, and not having read any other works by Nicola Sanders, I'm not sure of her intent. I would like to think it was her way of leaving the reader questioning everything, but I'm also totally keeping the theory that Chloe is the killer and had always been.
I agree.
Makes things easier.
I don't think there was enough. She didn't show anywhere that it was all just an act.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It was always with malintent. And so I think she was.
Well, she was so two-faced, and her personalities could change on the drop of a dime. As soon as Richard walked in, it was,
Daddy!
Yeah. Oh, hi.
Well, then maybe the apple didn't fall far from the tree, because I feel like he also was very
Yeah, that's what I said. I didn't care for either of them.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Run, Joanne.
Take your baby and get out of there.
So are we sticking with our ratings this time around?
When I wrote the questions out, I started leaning more towards a 1.
Yeah, me too.
But after hearing everybody, I think I'm going to keep my 2. I'm going to keep my 2 after hearing everyone.
I was going to say the same thing. I started writing, I'm going, I don't remember really liking this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But after this discussion, it kept me at a 2.
Yeah, I think I'm sticking with a 2. I never felt like it was truly a 1, but I will say the further out you get from some of these books, it's like, I don't know if I loved that. Would I recommend it to someone? Maybe not, which makes me feel like that's more of a 1. Mm-hmm. But I do like this book. I don't love this book. It's not something I would make better.
It's no Great Big Beautiful Life.
It's no Great Big Beautiful Life. It's a pretty good book.
Yeah.
It's a good little read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a wrap on our Don't Let Her Stay book club. If this discussion taught us anything, it's that politeness can be dangerous and ignoring your gut is never worth it. Join us next week for New Achievements, Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Denneman.
If this episode left you uneasy, intrigued, and maybe double checking the baby monitor, rate and review the podcast. It keeps the conversation going and helps others know when it's time to trust their gut.
After Don't Let Her Stay, one thing is clear. Not everyone deserves your trust or a spare key. If you love breaking this one down with us, join the conversation online at Lit on the Rocks Pod on Instagram and TikTok, and find more episodes at literatureontherocks.com.
Until next time, may your doors be locked, your instincts be trusted, and your guests be very temporary. Cheers.
Toodaloo.
Bye.